everything that we've done thus far is going to be gone. But on the bright side, you know what doesn't go away? Our skill set. Everything we've learned this whole season is going to carry over to the next season. And guess what? We've learned a lot. We've died a lot. And we know how to build out weapons. We know where the loot spawns are, stuff like that. We're going to have to learn the new maps. There is a couple of new things, which we're going to go over in a minute. But I feel confident. I feel confident about this season, and I can't wait to see what's in store for what Nikita has to offer and Escape from Tarkov can offer us. So we're going to go over the patch notes, and we're going to try to take away some concepts and some things that we need to start looking at in the next season, what we need to be expecting for the next season so we can get a leg up on our opponents. If you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button to help us out. Just a friendly plug for the YouTube algorithm. The patch notes of 12.9. They have been hinting towards a couple of these things, which we're going to go over, and they've been kind of giving us hints of what was to come, but now we're going to actually find out. So let's go through each one of these. Starting off, there will be a wipe. The wipe is planned for tomorrow, December 24th, and it will happen at 11 o'clock Moscow time. So 11 o'clock Moscow time is 12 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to take about 4 hours to actually install, so don't be getting up at 12 o'clock for Pacific Standard Time and expecting to play the game. It could take more than 4 hours. So we have the Woods expansion. Nikita and Battlestate Games has shown a video in the past, should be right here, of the Woods expansion. And it looks huge. One of the biggest things with it is it actually makes the map bigger, and it makes the map more explorable. The question I have for it is, making the map bigger and more explorable, are they going to up the player base in that map? So is there going to be more PMCs in that map than normal? A couple of spots on there that kind of look like the town area of Shoreline. So it's going to have that same play style in that town, and I think it's going to take a little bit more focus off of the lumber yard in the town. So it might be a little easier to go through that lumber yard, but just remember, Sturman might not be in there. He might be in some of the new places instead of Woods. Reworking PMC Initial Gearset. So in the past, we've started out with a PM pistol, a P226R pistol, some good ammo for them, and some AKs, some small tactic rigs and stuff like that. People buy a count later than the wipe. They don't have the best gear. So what tends to happen is low skill base and light gear tends to lose everything, and then they quit playing the game. I'm wondering if Nikita's going to give them some better stuff, or if they're just going to change it up, make it fresh. We don't know, so we'll find that out. Added customizations to head and voice. So you get to pick 2 new heads for each faction. The big thing with this is make sure that you pick the one you want at the beginning, because you're not going to be able to change it unless you do a reset or until a future wipe. Added skill immunity. So my understanding of this is that immunity is going to help you deal with stims. So right now, when you take certain stims, it's going to have this negative effect on you. You're going to start blacking out on the side of your screen, and it's going to be like strobing. I feel immunity is, after a while, you're going to take so many stims that you start getting used to them, and then you're not going to have as bad adverse effects while using those stims. So I want to see that in the game. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but I think it'll be pretty cool. Rework of Metabolism. So right now, how Metabolism works is you upgrade it by eating and drinking in raid. I'm wondering how they're going to rework this. I wouldn't say it's that big of a struggle to get your metabolism up right now, but I'm wondering what they're going to do with it. I'm wondering if it's going to be harder or easier to level up that metabolism. So a lot of the stuff that it says, it talks about like reworking and reducing or increasing. So I'm wondering if rework means it's completely going to be on a different set. Like there's gonna be a different way to level it up, but I guess we'll see tomorrow. Just a little plug, I do stream on YouTube. You should be able to just follow the account and it'll show you whenever I'm live. I'm gonna be live streaming plenty in the next 7 days. So if you like this video, if you want to see some streams, want to see some content, then just hit that like and subscribe button and help me out. All right, so back to it. Reduce the volume of steps in our interactions with vegetation. So this is a big one right now. If you have had someone train you, if you've had someone help you play the game, you've probably heard, never run through a bush, never walk through a bush, always avoid them. If I have to walk 5 seconds out of my way to go around the trees, I will, because what happens is you barely walk through a bush. It sounds like a grenade goes off and everyone knows where you're at. So I'm happy to see this reduce the volume of steps in interaction with vegetation. I think what that means is we might be able to use the vegetation as some cover now. So right now, if you put yourself in vegetation, it's kind of hard to see you, but it's going to slowly, like it'll tick. It's like a little ticker. And even if you don't move, it'll shake a little bit so people know you're in there. So add a chance to cause bleeding with ammunition. So this is a big one. This is one of the things that I like the most. So right now, if you play Tarkov a lot, you only look at penetration value unless you're starting off. If you just start off, you only have high damage rounds for the price. You can shoot people in the legs, shoot people in the arms, cool. But all the big players are using the high penetration rounds because it will shred through any armor. But the big thing with this is it might allow a change in how we look at ammo, because if we have a high damage ammo that can cause heavy bleeding like this says, maybe you could go in there if you know people are going to be fully decked with heavy gear. Because if I get hit in the arm and it causes a heavy bleed, I have to fix that right away, or I have to kill my opponent and then fix it, and there could be a chance of me dying. So something to think about. It's gonna increase the skill set that's needed to play the game. You're not gonna just have to buy the thickest round that'll go through the thickest armor and just think you can play the game, because someone might just come in with a heavy bleeding round and your life up. I can't say that. Okay, they said I couldn't say that, so I'm gonna re-change that. Someone's gonna come in and really hurt you. Okay. So another big thing, and I've noticed a change recently with this. Now some face shields and glasses will reduce the chance of blindness effect from flashbang and grenades. I've noticed that they've added, whenever you're wearing glasses, in the top left of your screen you will see a little sunglasses icon. And I've thought it might have some effects, but I think that was just mostly just me overthinking it. I've been wearing glasses in every single raid for the past probably 20 raids. Players will really receive packages or supply packages for the first 7 days. It's going to be some of the PMCs or some of the traders giving us stuff like, here, have this, go have fun. And we're actually going to be able to see some of the stuff that we might not be able to unlock for a while. So I think that'll be pretty cool. I think it's going to be probably the same thing to every single person, but it's not going to be like a drop is what I'm saying. Add an all button to the purchasing menu when buying from dealers via the flea market. So right now with the flea market, when you press buy, you can press all and then press buy. And it makes it fast when you're buying full stacks of stuff. Right now the flea market or the dealers don't have that. So I think they're just going to add that all button to the side to make going through that quicker. Enter button now confirms the action in most dialog boxes. I don't really know what this is referring to. I haven't seen an issue with that, but I guess some people see it because it's bugging somebody. Slotted highlights when dragging items in your game can now be turned off. I don't understand why people want this turned off. It makes it so much easier to be able to drag ammo or anything over and see what still has space, what tactical rigs, what backpacks still have space where you can throw stuff in it. I don't know why you would want that, but if you want to make it more realistic, sure. Equipped armbands are now unlootable, which is cool because if you have teammates that you go in multiple times and you can just remember their faces, but that's not always reliable, you can bring in armbands. But the issue is armband costs what, like 1,000 rupees, which isn't much, but the point of me having to go and grab an armband is just a waste of time. And me being able to just leave the armband on, I might run with an armband this next wipe. Armband might be useful because what if a team is wearing a specific color armband and I have that armband on? It might confuse them. So mostly when you're playing solos. The letter with the reward for exit in co-op and scavs will now come with a slight delay. So with that, that's using the factory gate or the I forgot the other one in reserve, whatever that is. Put it in the comments below. But that extract, you use a PMC and a scav to get out that extract. So you got to coordinate with another scav or with a scav or a PMC to get out of there. It's going to come with a slight delay. I'm pretty sure that might be for cheating purposes. Like if someone comes in specifically to do this and cheats a little bit, I don't know. Containers will apply restriction filters to mods installed on the transport items, putting mount. Okay, so what this is talking about is in the previous, I believe they've patched it, but I guess they're making a new addition to it. You were able to take like a dog leg or like a dust cover that can hold a thermal, and you were able to put that inside of your gamma, alpha, beta, whatever you have, and you were able to put that thermal in your gamma or your beta, alpha. The trick to this is people would use their thermals and stuff, and when they're about to die, they think they're going to die or they go into a firefight, they just drag their thermal into their gamma and hold on to it and then go into the fight. Nikita doesn't want people to be able to do this because it encourages extract camping. You're able to thermal someone, see who's coming, and then you can take that thermal, put it in your gamma, and then fight, and then you have no risk. So they're cutting that down by not allowing thermals inside of containers, so that's a good thing. New equipment and clothing added for PMCs and for scavs, which is good. I didn't really use it a whole lot. I've only used it once, but it's nice when you start getting later on in the game to be able to change your character. It makes you look cooler. It makes you just feel a little like more in depth with the game, having that customization. And then the tops for the scavs is different too, which can give a little, it makes it less stagnant. You're able to actually see some change and see some different types of scavs maybe. Change the characteristics of a large number of weapon mods. So this is big. This changes the meta. So what's happening right now is you have weapons that have perfect ergonomics and you also have perfect recoil control, which they're going to change. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is they're going to make it where ergonomic heavy weapons or modifications will cut down on recoil a lot, and then will bump up recoil a lot. But then stuff that has low recoil, drops your recoil, will drop your ergonomics as well. So I think it's going to be like I can have a high ergonomic gun, which will help me with aim down sight, speed, and arm stamina, but it's going to have heavy recoil. Vice having light recoil, but I'm not going to be able to aim down sight as fast, and I'm not going to be able to hold it up as long without getting tired. So it's going to be a game changer. It's going to change the metas, but I'm excited to see what those metas are going to be. Simplified Jaeger quests. So a lot of gamers on Tarkov have issues with the Jaeger quests. They seem like they're too hard, but also don't give you enough loot, which I completely understand. Jaeger quests are only to level up Jaeger, and that's it. That's the only use for him. He doesn't give you enough stuff. I believe they're going to change it to like, instead of 10 scavs, it's going to be 5, vice versa, stuff like that. Updated some quests, so change executing conditions, starting conditions, and rewards. I think they're just gonna change it slightly, make it some conditions a little harder, some conditions a little easier. I think this might be a lot of maybe mechanic quests, the gun builder quests, making you do more specific stuff and maybe some less specific stuff. Reduced bonus of recoil reduction from a recoil control skill. A lot of times you see streamers shooting and they're shooting lasers, and you put the same exact attachments on and you don't have a laser. The reason why is recoil bonus from recoil reduction. So those streamers that are level 35, level 40, level 60, whatever they are, they've leveled up their skills, their recoil reduction skill, and that's really caused them to become lasers. They're going to reduce this a little bit to make it where you have to focus more on recoil reduction in the gun itself, vice just leveling up. Now the character overweight starts at 35 instead of 40. Started it, I believe it was 35 when they started the overweight system. Everyone hated it because they weren't used to it, so they bumped it up to 40. Now that we're kind of getting back into it, I think they're trying to dial it back just a little bit to make it more realistic. This doesn't mean at level 35 you're going to be slow. It just means that at 35 you're going to start building up your strength, and it's going to start draining you a little bit faster when it comes to your stamina. And then if you get a little more overweight, I would say in the 45s, you start seeing the reduction, and you might actually have to stop and rest or lie down and crawl to actually get that stamina back. Increased purchase limits from some ammo from dealers. So a lot of times, if you play the game a lot, you get to that ammo limit for specific dealers, and the reason why you level up dealers is to get this ammo and stuff like that. So to tell me that I can't have enough ammo because I'm constantly playing the game and I have to buy it off the flea market for premium prices is just pointless. I mean, I feel like a lot of streamers, after they get to that point, they just get off. A lot of gamers, they just get off after they get to that limit. So I think increasing the limit makes the value of actually leveling up that trader more. So that'll be good. Here's all the weapons, the new weapons right here. I'll show pictures of them all right here, and you can kind of see what they're about. Specific weapons are better than others, but the one I'm excited about is the 300 blackout. I hear that's going to be pretty sick. I'm excited. And then the Magnum is going to be insane. I don't know. It's going to be insane. There's obviously other fixes and optimizations and stuff like that that I'm not going to talk about. I'll just scroll through it at the end. But if you want to pause the video and actually look at them, or just go to the website, that's cool too. But here's some of the fixes that they've done. They've obviously took some time to look into the game and to fix things in the game. So I'm excited to see where this takes us and to see if it gets towards that end point for Tarkov. We should see Streets of Tarkov before the next wipe, hopefully, but we'll see. I also want to see proximity chat soon. That'll be exciting, but I don't know if they're ever going to actually release that, but we'll see. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Leave them in the comments or come ask me at my live stream. But yeah, thanks for watching. So I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. Peace.